Counterfeiting in China has now taken a rather potentially deadly turn, with fake health and medical products being fed into the global market. One target of the counterfeiters, Johnson & Johnson. Our Allan Dodds Frank joins us now with this exclusive Bloomberg story. Allan.
Mike, right now a Shanghai businessman is in jail. His arrest by Chinese authorities, the result of J&J's multi-million-dollar global dragnet. It issues strips made by J&J, the market leader in the United States, where 10 million patients test themselves daily. It all started last September with calls from customers complaining about inaccurate strips.
The strips cost $1 each, and the test is quick. A pinprick of blood and a reading of the strip by a handheld meter. Some patients test themselves as many as 8 times a day to calculate how much medicine they need.
I need to know how my blood sugar is, and also sometimes it goes low or it's too high, so I need to know exactly what the result is so I can, eat or I can take more insulin.
LifeScan, the Johnson & Johnson unit, discovered last September its one-touch test strip business was threatened by counterfeiters. The company moved quickly. It alerted the Food and Drug Administration, which began issuing warnings. And J&J filed an anti-counterfeiting lawsuit under seal in federal court in Brooklyn.
This is the biggest product in the market, and therefore, if you're going to counterfeit something, this is the one to counterfeit.
These warnings posted on the internet by J&J show boxes of fake strips, looking close to genuine. The fakes turned up in at least 35 states and 9 countries. Dr. Stuart Weiss remembers telling J&J that a patient had brought in fake strips.
The counterfeit bottle actually initially looked the same, but when I looked more closely at it, I saw that there were French language bits on it.
U.S. District Judge Sandra Towns, in secret rulings that have since been unsealed, gave J&J legal authority to crack down on counterfeiters. According to a court transcript, Jeffrey Potter, the lead lawyer for J&J, told the judge, quote, "When we started down this road, we had one box of product. The box looked like a counterfeit $100 bill looks. Perfect. They were made of parts we don't have in our factory." One former FDA official says J&J had to act.
When you allow counterfeiters to penetrate the diagnostic testing market, it has the impact of a profound public health crisis.
Armed with court orders, company investigators tracked the supply chain, from pharmacies to wholesalers and on to importers. With local police accompanying them, the J&J team confiscated computers, email, phone purchase and shipping records. They froze bank accounts and grabbed counterfeit goods. This house in Boynton Beach, Florida, was raided just 6 days after investigators started questioning pharmacists in Wisconsin, New Jersey, and New York. The Florida house serves as the headquarters of Royal Global Wholesale Corporation, run by a man named Jacques Duplessis. After his house was raided, Duplessis' account at Wachovia was frozen by J&J as part of its counterfeit suit.
They've used hardball tactics in this case.
The lawyer for Royal Global Wholesale says his client did not realize he was importing what are alleged to be counterfeit goods.
He was, in effect, duped by his supplier.
J&J's complaint says Duplessis was responsible for importing thousands of boxes of fake strips from Howson Pharmaceutical, the company run by Henry Fu, who now awaits his fate here at the People's Court in Shanghai. J&J also filed suit at this court in Montreal, Canada, against Alexander Vega, a partner of Duplessis in a Canadian company called Blue Sky World Corp. For 9 years, LifeScan had employed Vega as a salesman in Canada. Raids on his storage locker here, an office in this building, and his apartment building produced evidence also leading to Henry Fu and Howson Pharmaceutical. Court records contain email between Vega and Fu, with Fu sending what he claimed to be a verification by J&J of genuine goods. A Montreal lawyer who represents Vega and his companies told Bloomberg, quote, "Our clients reiterate their denial that they ever engaged in the sale of counterfeit product and expect their position will eventually be vindicated before the courts." The court records say Royal Global sold to a New Jersey wholesaler that in turn sent goods to Champion Sales. Champion operated from this building in Brooklyn, New York, while selling to independent pharmacies and to an undercover agent of J&J.
The distributor that Champion bought these goods from made representations that the goods were legitimate goods.
Dr. Stephen Gutman of the FDA told Bloomberg, quote, "The source was from China through Canada to the United States."
The FDA and J&J say they believe the counterfeit test strips are off the U.S. market. No one's been injured. Mike?
Fascinating story. Great Bloomberg exclusive. Allan Dodds Frank, we thank you. We'll take a break and be right back in a moment.